No? Nothing from Brian Savage yet. Okay. I think we ought to stick him in jail instead of just a Halloween costume last night. He dressed up as an inmate, as he told us earlier in the broadcast. New quarterback into the game for L.A. Harbor. It's Jeremy Gaskin. And Gaskin will throw out to the far side of the field incomplete. Gaskin is a 6-foot freshman, 185 pounds out of Centennial High School in Compton. So there's a Corona Centennial and there's a Compton Centennial. Corona Centennial much better at football when you talk about the high school ranks. Incomplete pass nonetheless for Gaskin. It'll be 1st and 10 for L.A. Harbor from their own 26. 62-14 Mounties, 13-19 left to go. Gaskin again will roll right. He'll take off and run. Try to make a man miss. Now he'll cut it back to the near side of the field, and that wasn't the best idea. Gaskin taken down inside his own 20, back at the 19-yard line, and for the Mounties in there to get him in the backfield, it was Shiloh Pritchard, the 6'1", 200-pound freshman out of Barstow, California, where apparently the best Del Taco is.
The best.
Welcome back.
Del Taco.
Did you just go to Barstow and get some Del Taco?
I did.
Come back?
It was so delicious. Delicious. I'm looking over Jeremy Gaskin's numbers here. This is that'll make his third attempt. That was almost a pick.
Yeah, it was nearly
third
picked off by Casey
on
Gale.
The season for Gaskin. So like you mentioned, they shuffled through quarterbacks. Gaskin being their 5th option at quarterback after C-Stitch is no longer in this game. The other freshmen on the squad, the other 3 are sophomores. As Nicholas Pope was their quarterback who was starting most of the games. He's played 6 so far for L.A. Harbor. Thrown for 679 yards, 2 touchdowns, but has thrown 6 INTs. C-Stitch with 6 INTs as well, make that 7 after that last pick.
And C-Stitch is out of the game. L.A. Harbor going to punt. Jack Moore out of London, England, going to punt it away for L.A. Harbor. Looked like he was going to fake it. Now he'll just roll right and fire off a high spiraling kick from the 35-yard line. For the Mounties, it's number 82, William Little. And Little takes a big pop at the 48-yard line.
Took a pop. He did a somersault after that hit. It was more so of the special teams covering him and making sure he was completely flipped over end over end.
And what a tackle there by number 81, Franklin Gaylord.
And I've never seen this before, but with 12 minutes left.
The offensive and defensive coordinators for L.A. Harbor have left the building.
They're not happy. They
haven't been happy all season long. L.A. Harbor loses on average by 22 points per game. This one, a lot worse. 1st and 10 for the Mounties, handoff. This is who else but number 45 for the Mounties. He's been huge for the Mounties all season long. Jason Logo up the middle.
There he is.
For a pickup of 3, and a late flag flies in. I believe it's going to be a face mask on L.A. Harbor.
Logo, please get into the end zone. After going to Barstow, really took a lot of energy out of me.
Really?
To come back here to Hilmer Lodge Stadium.
What'd you take, the teleportation machine or the jet? Or?
Just did a little double click on my heels, and I was there. I see Tom Avena.
What's he doing? Where's he at?
Right on the sideline.
Hello, CD. Is CD listening right now?
Doubt it.
He might be.
Might be on the replays, but not right now. Logo's in the game.
It was a face mask against L.A. Harbor, so now the Mounties have it at a 1st and 10 at the L.A. Harbor 32. Handoff to Logo. Up the middle he goes, down to the 27-yard line.
What do you like saying better, Logo or Taekwon Glass? I love how it's really a debate in your head right now.
Well, you know what's debating in my head right now? Long Beach City College just scored a touchdown, so they are far from out of it down at Veterans Memorial Stadium. We'll get you a time of that game as soon as they show it here on the live feed that we're watching. Play clock's running down to 4 seconds, and Coach Jabs is going to have to burn his Second charge time out of the half. How about Coach Jastrab?
He'll get his 100th win.
Tonight.
We're part of history. Part of junior college California history. This clock is still winding down. As they're trying to get the official clock operator to stop it.
And I'm telling him to keep it running. Keep it running.
So it goes back up to 11:04 instead of 10:49. Mr. Sylvester, to my right, is praying for a running clock here. The Mounties are up big 62-14. We're trying to get you actual time in that Riverside Long Beach game. The time that I see right now is 2 minutes and 55 seconds left in the fourth quarter.
And that's without the update.
And here it comes right now. As it's a minute and 32, down by
6 point deficit for LBCC at home. Probably an onside kick?
Has to be an onside kick. If they don't, that's it.
Well, we're about to watch it here.
Well, you watch that. I'll watch this.
You want to take over play-by-play real quick?
As Simcoe is in the game again.
Take over that play-by-play.
The 6'3", 220-pound freshman out of Upland went to Chino Hills High School, the brand new Chino Hills High School. I don't even think it's 10 years old. But Simcoe.
Is Chino Hills really that new of a high school?
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Ayala was the top Chino Hills, quote-unquote, high school. They had Chino, Don Lugo, Simcoe sacked in the backfield.
Ayala's pretty bad.
On 3rd and 5.
Did you go to Ayala? Where'd you go?
I went to Bonita.
You went to Bonita.
Laverne. I was the minority out there. Ayala, Filipinos?
Yeah.
Majority.
Majority.
So it'll be 4th and 17. Loss of 13 on that sack by L.A. Harbor.
Mounty's going to go for it. Why not? I'd like to see him score 70. I'm not going to lie.
That would be awesome. And
Jabs will
trot off the field, yeah. So Christian Fulham.
I'd like to see Jabs suit up again. Jabs used to play at the University of Miami, the U.
The U. That was in the 80s, right?
Yep. Well, let's give you some play-by-play on this Long Beach City College Riverside game here. This will probably determine the game. They'll boom it away.
They don't?
So they'll trust that defense with a minute 27 left. I assume that LBCC has a fair share of timeouts remaining. Tremel Davis returned it for Riverside to his own 40.
Mind-boggling, isn't it? Christian Fulham now on the Mounties punt.
Is that another one inside the 20?
Bounds.
Nah, he didn't get it inside the 20, did he?
He's right at the 23.5-yard line.
62-14 Mount Sac with 9:27 left to go in regulation. And like we told you earlier, with the loss last week against Riverside, the Mounties do not control their own destiny moving forward as far as getting into the playoffs goes, but they'll be helped out if Riverside can hold on to the 6-point lead over Long Beach City College down at Veterans Memorial Stadium right now.
I'm confused on why they didn't try an onside kick.
Maybe they trust their defense to get a turnover.
L.A. Harbor now, and it looks like that might be another quarter. No, it is the same quarterback from the last drive for L.A. Harbor.
Yep, that's good old
That was
Jeremy Gaskin,
Gaskin.
who might blow a gasket after this one because he has yet to complete a pass.
Man, you're on fire tonight.
It's pretty cold up here.
Tony Floodgates. May I chance you this?
Taekwon Glass cut the offense.
Man, Gaskin now, who's getting the rest of the reps here with 9:22 left to go in the fourth quarter from his 24-yard line. Fires away. That's going to be incomplete again for Gaskin, as he doesn't have any completions yet, Chris, on the season.
That's why he might just blow a gasket.
Doesn't have any receptions yet. Am I reading this right?
Oh, I wouldn't think he'd have any receptions as a quarterback.
I mean, completions.
Hey, that Barstow trip must have really took it out of you.
3rd and 10 from his own 24 as Maps the lone back, and there are whistles on the field.
It's a flag, too.
It is a false start by LA Harbor. As I mentioned just a few minutes ago, I've never seen this before up as long as we've been sitting next to the coordinators.
Yeah,
and
that's pretty odd.
Coordinators up and left the Seahawks staff area.
They wanted to beat the crowd. I mean, it's a packed house tonight here at Hilmer Lodge.
3rd and 15 for Gaskin. Rolls out to his right, and he's going to get popped if he doesn't get rid of it. He finally does, and it's going to be a short gain for LA Harbor. They will get rid of this ball as...
Well, Riverside just picked up a first down, so I think the Tigers are going to be well on their way to a victory. That's what it looks like. I'll go get some confirmation.
If they get a first down...
They got it. They got it first.
And all they got to do is kneel it out. That's it. RCC will win that game in Long Beach as Chris Sylvester is breaking our equipment. Actually, his equipment, but... You okay? Gives me a thumbs up. As Moore now back to punt for LA Harbor. Takes a low snap and fumbles it. It's barely going to get rid of it. As the Mounties were all over it, and they pick it up, and I think they lost the ball again. The Mounties is trying to look to see what just happened. After the ball was nearly blocked by the Mounties, it was a punt that actually went up and away, not blocked. And it will be LA Harbor ball. After the Mounties tried to pick it up, if a rolling ball was attempted to get picked up by the Mounties, it was not to be, and LA Harbor fell on the ball. Gaskin now back in the game at their own 42-yard line. He fires away to the left side. That's going to be incomplete. Gaskin looking for his first completion on the season. He was pressured heavily there by Alvin Tully.
Tigers in victory formation, huh? They have done it. They knock off LBCC, and that only bodes well for the Mounties, who will go on to win in this one. And all of a sudden, for Mount SAC, you might find yourself in the playoffs.
So LA Harbor now. That was a 2nd and 10 play. Maps on the carry. Will be a 3rd down now after there was no gain. And on a 3rd and 10 from their own 43, it'll be Gaskin working from the shotgun. Takes a snap, rolls out to his left, steps up into the pocket, throws out to the flat. And that was caught and completed for a Seahawks reception.
Who got the football? It looked like number 81, Franklin Gaylord, was able to pull it down for LA Harbor, but he was still about 8 yards short of the stick. So 4th and 7, LA Harbor is going to have to punt it away and back deep to get it for the Mounties. It's BJ Middle for Mount SAC. And it's a high end-over-end kick. Little from his own 12-yard line, and he's down to the 14 for just a return of 2. But that is some absolutely fantastic news. Riverside takes care of business on the road against Long Beach City College, and all of a sudden, the Mounties are very well, potentially, on their way to the postseason. So with 6 minutes and 5 seconds remaining in regulation, 62-14, the Mounties lead. Brian has popped in the gum. It looks like he's done for the night.